All right, final topic. Sorry, I'm chewing pizza. Well, actually, to be more specific, Pizza Hut bread, people. Not bad.
Is that cold bread?
Oh yeah. Lukewarm now, room temperature.
Insane.
So we're heading into our fourth and final topic of a Power Hour episode celebrating 90 paid Discord members. Click the link to join the Discord. This is hour 6 of content tonight on a Monday morning, the week of Christmas. You gotta love it. No, can I have a moment, Cart? Do you mind?
Yeah.
They always tell me nobody's working as hard as you. And even though I laugh it off, it's probably true. Because while all of my closest friends are out partying, I'm just here making all the podcasts that they party to. Is what it is. I saved this topic specifically for last, Cart. It's Purdue related. Do you have any guesses what it is?
Zach Edey is not just tall. Is that what it is?
So Erik Haslam, my guy, Haslametrics, as he goes by. I believe his real name is Erik Haslam. I don't know that for sure. I don't know the guy.
It is.
Erik Haslam, analytics guru, you could say, statistician, basketball fan, has his own site, Haslametrics. Much like our beloved Evan Miyakawa, shout out Maradona, evanmia.com. Much like your beloved Ken Pomeroy, guest of the show, friend of the sleepers. Much like Bart Torvik, who I don't have any kind words for because Bart Torvik never responded to the DM. So those are kind of the GOATs. That's the Mount Rushmore of the game, I believe. Haslam, Evan, Ken Pom, Bart. That's the squad. We are notoriously hashtag not a math podcast. But I do like I like the analytics. I don't hate that part of the game. Like I'm not one-sided. I'm not here to just eye test it. I do pay attention to that every day with daily picks. Haslam is not a site I have ever gone to. I will say that. It's not a site I ever will go to, specifically after hearing this take. It's an all-time bad take. And yeah, I'll save my take for later. We'll throw it to you. But Haslam, I want to read the tweet word for word. You can talk while I search the tweet. It's bad. It's
Okay.
bad. It's really bad.
I'll start it off with this. I respect Erik Haslam. I've been a follower of his on Twitter. I'll let that be known right now.
I unfollowed him today.
You did? That's crazy. The craziest part of this is that you're throwing him in like the Maradona, Ken Pom, Torvik like category. Like let's have a real ass conversation about this. Like, come on now.
I have the tweet. So John Fanta, beloved friend of the show, John Fanta.
Oh, friend of the show?
He's a friend of the show. Well, he came on the show. John Fanta came on the show.
Oh, yeah. Oh, John Fanta is a friend. I'm just saying, I'm joking because you always get at me for saying friend of the show.
I say friend of the show about people who have been on the show. You say friend of the show about Haslam and Aaron Torres. Okay, let's draw a line here. John Fanta tweeted the best player in the country and a generational college basketball talent, Zachary Edey. Appreciate the man. I think that's a great tweet. I have no qualms with that tweet. I think it's an accurate tweet. I think Zach Edey is a generational college basketball talent. We should appreciate that man. Erik Haslam, analytics guy, Erik Haslam, decides to quote tweet John Fanta and says, quote, let's pump the brakes a tad. He's 7'4". Now, on its own, a lot of people would read that tweet and believe that Haslam is being sarcastic. In fact, I had multiple people in my mentions believing that was what he was doing. That's not what he was doing. If you go through and read the mentions underneath his tweet, the replies, people that responded to this, he goes to war for the fact that this man is just large. And that's the large portion of his game, is that he is just a tall human being. He goes so far as to point out that LeBron James did not stand out physically from other NBA players, which is the worst example he could have possibly chosen, A huge part of who LeBron was who he was physical stature wise and what he was able to do at his stature, exactly like Zach Edey. It's absurd. Carter, you are the resident big man on the show. I think we both owe like 3 drinks at this point in the power hour. So let's all take 3 drinks to Erik Haslam, who has the dumbest Purdue take that I've heard in 4 days since Aaron Torres.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take a sip right now. Here we go. And let me say this. The first thing I'll preface this with is that if I ever said something like this, I expect people to respond. I expect people to say something about it. I expect people to say something about a comment that's just wrong in my eyes. And this is like this is an inner turmoil for me because I don't like engaging with this stuff and I don't like it, like letting it get me mad. But for some reason, it just bothers me when people say this. Like it truly does, because there are, I would like to look up the stats. I'll Google it after this. How many 7'3" people there are in the world? If that's the case, why don't you just go out there and just look up heights, go state by state, get the tallest guy by state, bam, you get the best basketball team. That's what Erik Haslam thinks. It's just like I feel it's what's the word? It's rude. Like you're disrespecting Zach Edey and his work and what he does and who he is as a basketball player by saying something like this. And it honestly it pisses me off, and I'm mad that it does piss me off. But it's just it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that there was backlash to it, and I'm glad that it wasn't just Purdue people, because it's just like it's an awful take, man. It is. It's awful. And I'm also annoyed that Zach Edey is special. Like that's not up for argument. He's special, and the conversation around him, at least recently, is centered around takes about him being wrong instead of like Zach Edey is a generational college basketball player.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I don't even know how
it's
that's up for debate.
annoying.
I don't even know how it's up for debate at this point.
Like how like that's what I'm saying. Like you know, like people come to you like, oh no, he's just tall. Oh, what is up for debate about what he's done?
Nothing. Like he was by far the best player, national player of the year last season on one of the best teams in college basketball. He returned. He's as good as he was last year, which means nobody's going to touch him. Like,
Can I say one more thing too?
yeah, of course.
What would the conversation be if Zach Edey played for Gonzaga?
I don't know about that. I don't know if I buy that.
Mm,
I don't know if I buy that.
I'm
Maybe.
I'm getting there.
Maybe. I mean, I would be afraid of the numbers he would put up in the West Coast Conference. If you're saying that.
No one ever said anything about it. No one metric wise or ending wise said anything about Drew Timme.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be necessarily. I don't know. I don't know that I believe in that angle as much as you do, but I'll say this. I love that you're so annoyed about it for Zach Edey's perspective and for Purdue fans' perspective. And I know you can share sympathies with like just the concept of being a big man that gets picked apart constantly. Like I think big men got to stand out for big men, support big men. Like that's a motion that I'm here to support. Here's what I'm mad about. It has nothing to do with anything that you said, and I want to make sure my camera is clear for it. Here's what I'm mad about.
Here's what I'm mad about.
I'm talking.
It has nothing to do with what you just said.
I'm talking to Kempom. I'm talking to Horvick, who I still haven't even ever talked to, but I got beef with him. I don't like the way he goes about his business. I got Haslam. These are for you 3. Evan Miyakawa, you are saved from this, my friend, because you verbally agreed via text today in the group chat that you would never, and I believe you, my friend, and I support the work you do. Huge part of all the work that I do. You make the research happen, Miyakawa. I love you. I support you. I'm sick of these analytics gurus trying to tell media members how to do their job because they're doing a shitty job at their job. Okay? Like that's what this is. Haslam has no effing idea what he's doing. He has no idea. He has no clue. He's not saying a thing that makes sense right here. And the only thing that would possibly make sense about this to me is if he saw what Aaron Torres did this week and said, I want some of that. Give me this. I want what he's having.
I need that. I need that.
It's ridiculous. And look, I have seen all of these guys, all of them, take shots at the media for takes they believe are uninformed or sensationalized or just for clicks. You're doing the shittiest job at trying to do what you claim the media do. And it's just embarrassing at this point. And that goes on behalf of all of the analytics sites that are not evanmia.com.
I'm just saying. Hey, you're spitting right there. It is what is it that hard to like admit you were wrong?
Yes.
Is it? Do you hate it?
Oh yeah.
Do you hate it? Man, maybe I'm just used to being wrong.
Actually, I don't think so. I think you and I do a pretty good job of admitting we're wrong.
I mean, it definitely hurts. Don't get me wrong. To be like, oh shit, like I was wrong about that. Excuse my language. Oh snap. Like that sucks. I was wrong about that take. But some people take that to heart. They will die on that Excel spreadsheet L5A category before they, admit they were wrong.
Yeah. Excel spreadsheets suck, by the way.
You're very good at Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of their capabilities, their game.
I mean, you're good at it though.
Give me docs. Docs can do way more than sheets can.
I mean, Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Docs or like Google Docs are the same thing, like Google Sheets.
Yeah, but just in that relationship, I want to know that docs are Braden Smith and sheets are Fletcher Lawyer.
Here we go.
What's
Zach Edey?
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, go crazy. Go crazy. Please forgive us, Ken and Haslam, and not you, Bart. You don't have to forgive us, but Ken and Haslam, please forgive us. We're at the end of a 3-hour power hour.
I don't want Haslam forgive me.
Do we want Ken to? We like Ken still.
I do like Ken. Haslam, just be better, bro. Like that's just that's crazy.
For the record, I like you, Ken. I'm sorry to come at you, Ken.
I don't.
We just gotta hold you accountable. But I like you.
I've been waiting for someone to hold us accountable.
Yeah. Why hasn't anyone held us accountable?
We're not there yet.
You're right.